Hi, everyone. Christine here with another Christiel Connection moment for you. I'm so excited about this today. It's really fun what's dropped in. And, a lot of us know there's a lot of talk about how we create our reality, how we manifest our world, how we are creators of our own reality. And, I had this funny thought like how maybe some of us experience that. It's like, really? Well, let's see. Right now, I'm thinking about an elephant. There's not an elephant in my room. I'm thinking about the elephant, but it's not even here. So how does it work, right? How does it work? Do we create a reality? And if we do, why is it it's not immediately visible? If we think about something, why isn't it there? So we've sort of equated that idea of thinking about something with having it appear. So here's what came up for me today. So what we're actually creating, and we are very powerfully doing this, and we're doing it all the time. We're doing it all the time, and we're really good at it. We're just not aware that we're doing it and that we're good at it, is we're creating our reality in terms of our perception and our experience. That is, in fact, what we are creating. So um, it's a little bit like this. Like if I sing a note and it has a certain pitch, and I'm standing right by my piano, the string on the piano starts to vibrate and make noise with because it's the same as the one that I'm singing. So basically, our beings are everything. It's like our thoughts, our experiences, our belief systems, our moods, our emotions. Everything is broadcasting out this signal into the world, and what resonates with that, meaning what matches its frequency, is what we see. It's what we experience. So let me give you this. This came into view in just the most amazing and obvious way this morning. I woke up and I saw something on the news feed of one of my children, and I have two grown children and some well, yeah, married partners, all that kind of stuff. So um, I realized, oh wow, we're like on totally different sides of this political issues fence, the illusory fence that actually doesn't exist. And it sort of troubled me, but I was like, wow, that's really interesting. And then that got me thinking about other ways that I think and feel completely different than my adult children, about things that are kind of the big button issues, maybe politics, religion, whatever it is. Suddenly I had this wave of compassion for my father, who gets so frustrated that his children are actually not thinking the way that he does either. As if somehow our offspring are going to be extensions of our projections of ourselves in the world. It was very funny to me, even that I was thinking it, but I recognized also that I had this kind of degree of, there was some discomfort. It wasn't just totally okay with me, right? It was like it irked me a little bit, or just stirred me up. Well, then I happened to have a story come through my news feed, and it's actually an upsetting story, but it normally I wouldn't even read it, but somehow I clicked on the thing and I read, and this young man had died because he had been beaten to death by his parents, who were counseling him in a church council setting because of some erroneous belief. A very sad and painful story, and I certainly felt the impact of that. And then what really showed up for me was like, why is this in my world today? And I remembered these other little, this kind of experience I was having of the discord about in my own experience, something internally with me, and then it was mirrored for me there, right, hugely, like, and in like bold relief, way bigger than what I would experience that conflict inside of myself. Now, did I create those people? Did I make them be, somehow in their circumstances and do the things that they did? Well, of course not. All I have in my experience is my reality. They showed up in my reality as a mirror of some experience of myself, because we all know that everything is happening all the time, right? So at the same time that that event was occurring, somewhere there was a mother who was up all night with her sick baby who was crying, and the mother was exhausted and frustrated and brought to tears, and she stayed and held that baby anyway, even though the baby didn't stop crying, because she was being the presence of love. That happened. We know it did. But did it come into my view right then? Well, no, because that wasn't necessarily the piano string that's vibrating at the resonating frequency with what was going on inside of me. So here's the beautiful part of it. As we begin to shift and resolve the content that's in us, and also bring to conscious awareness our belief systems and the things, it's like those are the things kind of flying down under the radar that we don't see. And here's an image that comes to mind. It's like we are all of it, right? We're this divine, infinite being, and the totality of us includes everything, which is all under this experience of what I would call love, which might be ultimately this benevolent divine energy. And we are all of it. And so, but this piece over here, this is like where our experiences, our belief systems, our thoughts, our emotions are kind of peeking out through that hole into the world. And so that's kind of the stuff that we're seeing. So the challenge becomes, it's almost like it's both the empowerment, really. It's our responsibility, but it's also our tremendous power and capability as manifesting beings is to see what it is that we are resonating, how we're resonating. And sometimes it means resolving that content within ourselves, like places where there's still pain or grief or anger or frustration, whatever that is, because that's just all part of us too. But it's informing our view. And a lot of times it's because difficult things have happened to us. There's certainly not a fault in that. Which brings up this other piece, which is like, oh, but if I'm experiencing all of this stuff that I don't want to be experiencing, I must be getting it wrong. I must be not being the love that I am in the world. Well, here's the thing about that. You can't get it wrong. You're never getting it wrong. It's not actually possible to get it wrong. What you're doing is showing yourself, you're receiving information about something in you that's next up to be brought into consciousness, into awareness, to wake up from that experience that seems like the only thing happening when we know, in fact, that there are multiverses happening all at the same time, that there are multiple dimensions that are actually existing, coexisting, not only just next to each other, but right in the same space. Even quantum physics will tell us that. So the responsibility, but also like the incredible power, is waking up to all that we are. Because as we do that, and as we resolve those pieces of content or bring to light different belief systems that might be informing our experience, our whole world changes. And that piece about like, am I getting it wrong? Well, am I or the piano string wrong for singing that note and having it vibrate together? No, it's just what happens. The reason we might think of something as wrong is because it's painful, either to us or someone else. That's where the judgment of wrong comes from. But if we take that out of the equation, it just is. It's information for us. So the good news is you're an incredibly powerful creator all of the time. And then that can be also kind of a whoa. When we finally really bring that into our conscious awareness and acceptance, oh, I'm creating this world. I'm creating my experience of this world. And I have a choice then. I have a choice. Now, okay, so let's bring this piece in, because you may be feeling like, I don't have a choice. I wish all this stuff wasn't happening. I wish I wasn't always noticing all these things. Why are these things here in my view? Well, that maybe it's time to find a guide who might be able to help point you to the love and joy that you are in yourself, and maybe help bring to light some of that stuff that's asking for love. I know that for myself in my life, I've had amazing, amazing guides along the way who have shown this to me, the joy, the freedom. And it's one of the things that I love doing, which is empowering awakening people to live with greater clarity and ease and freedom in every aspect of life, so that wherever it is that you're having struggle, that becomes your joy. That's actually what it's there for. Imagine that. What if it's there as the perfect information to lead you home into who you are? And then as you come home into that totality of who you are, that love and joy and freedom and ease and beauty and wisdom and all that awesome stuff, as you come home into that, your outer world reflects that. It can't help but show up that way, because that's where you're resonating. That's like the signal that you're putting out. And when we do that, we not only change our world, we change the whole planet. It's amazing. It's win-win. And you can see it gets me pretty excited, because it's been the greatest joy. It's been truly the greatest joy in my life to come home into who I am. And I just love, love, love sharing that with other people. So thanks for tuning in with me today. It's been really fun to share this Christy L Connection moment. And bye for now.